I am so happy that you're here today because we are diving into that popular reality show Love is Blind, episode 7. Hi, I'm Dr. Pam, therapist and passionate couples counselor, and I am about to reveal 3 major mistakes you'll want to avoid. And stick around until the end because I've got a very important bonus tip to help you win over your in-laws from the start. So stay tuned because there are so many teachable moments that I am so excited to share with you. For example, with their wedding just weeks away, Marissa and Ramses are hitting some unexpected bumps. What's really going on? And Monica is just asking for flowers, right? But it's not really about the flowers, it's about something deeper. And Stephan's reaction to her request for flowers, that's where it gets interesting. And after a heated conflict, Alex finds herself in a vulnerable position that could shift their entire dynamic of their relationship. What's really happening beneath the surface? I'll uncover the deeper issue. And Taylor's first meeting with Garrett's parents uncovers more than nerves. It reveals dynamics that could shape their future. And stick around because I'm diving into one of the biggest challenges couples face when it comes to in-laws, and I'm going to tell you how to handle it. So let's just dive right in. In my previous videos, I've expressed concerns about Marissa and Ramses' relationship because they have focused so heavily on 2 things, sex and wedding planning. Now they are living together and still heavily focused on wedding planning.
3 weeks away.
How do you feel about that when you hear it?
Honestly, the only nerves I have is like just talking to your mom.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm excited to like wedding planning with you.
So, wedding question. Are we doing a religious?
Unfortunately, the lack of deeper connection between them is hitting them hard just 3 weeks before their wedding.
I truly believed in the military and I was very patriotic and like...
Where are you at now with
this
that?
This is icky. I know you don't like my military service. I don't know if you would have wanted to be engaged to me 2 years ago.
Honestly, I probably
Probably not. I don't think I can handle like you being ashamed of my service. Yeah.
As long as it's in your past.
But if I were like a reservist, you probably wouldn't be with me.
Yeah. It probably wouldn't work out because we have like we would be in very different places. Yeah, that's where I stand.
He asks her, where are you with that about the military? And it's a very important question that would have been better if he asked that before they already agreed to marry. He has strong, seemingly unwavering views, and her feelings are very complex. She grew up in a military family, served herself, and feels loyalty and gratitude for her experience in the military. Her perspective has shifted a bit, and she doesn't fully support everything that the military stands for anymore. But the problem isn't their different opinions. It's that they miss the chance to really understand each other's deeper feelings before now. When you don't have meaningful conversations about values, it's easy to feel disconnected or even judged, like you're not on the same page. And Marissa shared in the pods, I mean, she tried. She didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom, which was a value for her. And that was a great start. But they needed to go deeper, talking about how their values and roles would shape perhaps raising their children and building a family together. Okay, Monica and Stephan. Monica fixates on wanting Stephan to bring her flowers, but she doesn't realize there's a much deeper emotional need driving her feelings.
Something that's been kind of weighing on me and like bothering me. I just want to like address it. In the pods, I remember you specifically telling me like, we're together, like I'm gonna get you flowers. I've waited a long time to like find the right person. The actions matching up with the words, right? Like, that's gonna be really important to me.
You're right. And I was using that as a concept, but it wouldn't be flowers, but it'd be something along those lines.
It's not about the flowers.
No, it's
just about making me feel special.
Like I said, something much deeper is happening here and neither of them realize it. In my last videos, I explained that Stephan doesn't ask Monica questions about her thoughts and her feelings, and instead he speaks in a philosophical way that creates disconnection. I'll dive deeper into this and explain more shortly, but first I want to say something about the dynamic between Stephan and Monica at the party so I can tie it all together for you.
I'm sorry.
So romantic. Holding all the other people together.
I was talking with Garrett about something serious. I'm sorry.
Okay, I just give him a hard time for not watching the fireworks with me. He's so scared of me. He's so scared of me. He's so scared of me right now. Should be.
Here's the thing. Monica is clearly frustrated, and that's totally understandable. But using sarcasm isn't going to help her get what she really wants. It even seems like she's just a little bit happy that he's scared, but that's just a false sense of power because sarcasm creates defensiveness and distance, not connection, which is what she really wants.
This situation, there's going to be a time for all of us where, like, if you make it on the show, regardless, like, you're going to eventually have people confronting you, people that know you, you know, that are complete strangers. Like, oh, I know your entire backstory. And for a lot of guys, like, there are women that are homewreckers out there that are like, I don't give a what your situation is. I want to suck your...
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
What's happening?
Stephan doesn't see Monica, though, or others as individuals with unique thoughts and feelings worth understanding. Instead, he talks at them, not with them, not understanding how to connect with others by truly listening, learning, and seeing the other person. And this leaves Monica feeling unseen and emotionally neglected, even if she can't pinpoint why. When she expressed a desire for flowers, it isn't about the flowers themselves. It's a symbolic bid for connection. It's a blind spot for her because she's fixated on the gesture without realizing it's due to a deeper need for emotional connection and recognition that Stephan is not fulfilling. And Stephan crosses a significant line by speaking in a sexually inappropriate way, showing a complete lack of boundaries. This behavior not only shows his inability to connect, but also creates discomfort for those around him. I can only imagine how uncomfortable Taylor must have felt in that moment. And Monica's reaction, questioning what's happening here, is entirely valid. But I'm not sure how she answers that question for herself. And then here's something interesting about Stephan that is also a blind spot for him.
I really don't want to disappoint you. It's a lot.
What's a lot?
Moving forward with marriage, it's just like such a massive decision, and I just don't want to feel forced into doing something, because I don't think that's fair to you. You know, if suddenly I'm having second thoughts, and next thing you know...
Are you like, I'm so confused that you're...
Stephan doesn't realize how deeply inadequate he feels in relationships, and the sad truth is that he really doesn't know how to truly connect with another person. When Monica asks for something as simple as flowers, it triggers his feelings of inadequacy and likely a sense of shame, not because she's shaming him, but because he's already carrying those feelings within himself. He's caught in a painful conflict. He wants to be in a relationship, but he doesn't know how to navigate the emotional vulnerability and the connection that is required for a healthy relationship. And one more important thing about their relationship dynamic.
We're hosting a party in here.
We're gonna buy flowers, groceries, wine, beer, flowers.
More beer,
More flowers.
more groceries.
And more.
I believe that part of the reason that Stephan resists Monica's request for flowers is because it feels like a demand to him, even though for her, it's just an attempt to express an emotional need. This disconnect shows a common challenge in relationships. One partner's bid for connection can be misinterpreted as criticism or pressure by the other. Stephan's resistance likely stems from his feelings of inadequacy and a fear of not meeting expectations, which makes him pull away instead of understanding the deeper emotional need behind her request. Next, Alex and Tim, and I have a big concern for Alex.
This morning I woke up and I thought I was going home.
I'm trying to be positive, but I'm just taking in what he said. I knew he was upset, knowing that he came in today, that he had every intention of this being the last conversation. I do genuinely love him, and I do want to bring him home and introduce him to my family and get married to him, but this whole situation definitely put a hold on it.
The challenge here is that Tim threatened to end their relationship. The deeper issue here is this, and she doesn't recognize this. She is allowing him to hold all the power, all the cards in the relationship because she's afraid of losing him. And this fear can prevent her from creating boundaries when needed or expressing her own needs, which creates an unhealthy dynamic where his threat to leave gives him control and leaves her in a constant state of insecurity. Okay, on to Nick and Hannah. And there is something so important that I want to share with you regarding their interaction.
Good rest this morning, had a nice breakfast out here.
Is there anything you think you need to work on, or?
Sometimes I can be a little selfish, or some things I say I should probably think twice before I say it.
Yeah.
What
I think
about
I'm
you?
realizing I need to work on being less bitchy sometimes.
So both Nick and Hannah openly acknowledge challenges within themselves. She admits that she can be impatient and come across as harsh, and he acknowledges that he has a tendency to be selfish. This self-awareness is a great starting point, but what truly matters is whether they take action to address these issues. Self-awareness without change doesn't lead to growth, so it is so important to watch if they actively work on those awarenesses that they have within themselves so that they can improve themselves and their relationship. And in this next clip, Hannah is confusing the meaning of emotional maturity.
I think you're someone who needs to be told to do things or you won't do them. Like if the trash needs taken out, you're not just gonna take it out. Like I'm not, like if I ask you, I think you'll do it, but I'm definitely gonna
So you don't
have
think
to ask.
if I put some food in the trash and it's full, you don't think I'll take it out?
I hope you do.
Yeah.
I'm younger than you, and I'm more mature than you.
You think you're more mature than me?
Yeah.
Look, this brings
I'm
up
more emotionally intelligent.
This brings up a.
And intelligent.
You think you're more mature than me. How are you gonna bring someone more immature into your space, your personal space, your oasis, and be able to live with me?
That's my biggest concern.
Hannah is mistaking responsibility for managing a household as the same thing as emotional maturity, but they are not the same. Taking care of a home shows discipline and accountability, which are very important, but emotional maturity goes much deeper. Emotional maturity includes managing and understanding your emotions, communicating effectively, empathizing with others, and navigating conflicts constructively. And most important, emotional maturity requires being vulnerable, something that Hannah avoids at all costs. By avoiding vulnerability, she is missing what it takes to create and experience emotional connection and growth, which is what we all need for deeper connected relationships. Okay, now let's talk about what we can learn from Taylor as she meets Garrett's parents for the first time.
Garrett was my number one since day one.
Yeah, it was it was definitely a very vulnerable experience for sure.
We also both have science tattoos.
Yeah.
A bunch of little
They're a lot.
commonalities.
Yeah, we're extremely compatible.
I'm sure you guys have talked about it, but the hard stuff, because marriage is compromised. Raising kids and the hard stuff.
Yeah, we've talked about raising kids. We've talked about a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
We really, really did.
It's such a big life decision to do it so fast. I don't want him hurt. I adore my son.
Yeah. It is a lot in terms of getting to know me and to trust me and to know me as a person. I don't have any other answer than I love your son a lot, and I see a beautiful, wonderful future with him, and I can see that he's so wonderful because of the place that he came from and the people that matter the most.
Okay, first, let's talk about Taylor. She's clearly nervous and eager to make a good impression, of course, and she's going out of her way to express gratitude and compliment Garrett's family. And while her effort is admirable, it shows a common challenge: balancing the desire to impress while staying true to who you are as a person. Taylor's repeated reassurances about their connection and their future shows how much pressure she feels to win their approval. And one of the most admirable things about Taylor overall, at least is what I believe, is her authenticity with Garrett. And while I understand that being authentic when meeting your future in-laws for the first time feels incredibly vulnerable, I hope that she eventually leans into her more authentic self. But she did a great job of validating them and trying to reassure them. Garrett, he stays quieter during this whole time together with Taylor and his parents, leaving Taylor to carry most of the emotional weight. This is a missed opportunity. In situations like this, it is so important for the partner whose family is involved to actively support and advocate for their relationship. By bridging the gap between Taylor and his family, Garrett could have eased some of their tension and helped create a stronger sense of unity for everyone. I hope that moving forward that he does do that, which leads me to 2 tips when meeting your in-laws or even just managing your relationship with your in-laws overall. First, be a team. The partner whose family it is should take an active role in bridging the gap. Show support by validating your partner's efforts and standing united during interactions, not against your parents or your family, but in support of your partner and your relationship. And second, before meeting your in-laws or even when you go over to visit them, discuss expectations together and boundaries as a couple. Presenting a united front shows that you're a team, which can help ease the tension and build respect from the start, and possibly provide that reassurance that parents need by seeing a strong, connected relationship between the two of you. Okay, that's a wrap on episode 7. If you found today's tips helpful, don't hesitate to give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might find these tips valuable. I hope you come back for episode 8. Things are really heating up, which gives us a whole lot more teachable moments. And if you want a stronger, more connected relationship, go ahead and subscribe and know that I really do appreciate your support, and I hope that my content supports you in return, because I am so committed to helping you get that stronger, connected relationship that you desire and you deserve. See you soon.